Okay, so my hair is still kind of wet, completely wet, except for this that I dried, so I can put it up. Today I'm using, I applied already moisturizer, and it does have like 15 SPF in. But now I'm applying this one, it's also 15 SPF, it's the green tinted primer from Givenchy. And a little bit, yeah, kind of as a base today, because I mean I am red all over. It's not like I can't put it all over. So it also gives some moisture, so I'm kind of using it for here. I will apply just a bit and smooth it over with a brush like that. And it's dampened also, so it won't, you know, it kind of goes on easier if my brush is, you know, a little bit with water on it. You know, damp with water, just water. And I use this Aven thermal water actually, because I have it here. It's kind of really practical. For the eyelids, usual Guerlain primer. It's soon gone, and it starts to be really annoying to use it now when it's just around, you know. Just to show you something, what I just saw in my Smashbox blue eye palette. You see this kind of crap sitting there? Yeah, it came from here, from this eyeshadow. And I haven't been having it, you know, anywhere else except for here, right here, closing it like that and putting it in the basket that I have in front of me, because this is a palette like I'm using it. So I got rid of that, and now I'm taking this usual crease color, just with a fluffy brush. And today I'm starting with my eyes like usual. I grabbed this base from Smashbox. It's stone, I believe. So tiny I can't read it, but it's this metal green, I don't know, something like that. And I'm just grabbing it with a, you know, sponge tip like that, sponge applicator. So I'm taking it under the eye as well, just with the, you know, the same thing, just on the end of it. So I feel like using these kind of colors today for a smoky eye. And this is Mystic Smokys in number 4 from Dior. And I'm first doing an inner corner with those two together, I believe. It's a pink and a gold. Now and then I'm taking this really pretty dark taupey color on a flat brush. And I will start to pack it on. Pack it on top of this. It's a bit similar in color. It's, of course, it's darker, I mean. And there's no brown, no green in this one. And I'm taking it pretty high up before I start to blend it. Not in the, you know, really inside corner. Kind of a bit more like this. My kind of shape. Like that. So I was blending out with these two colors, medium brown and this peach. I took the same brown, medium brown and peach also under the eye. I'm taking this metal gray, using the same brush as before, tapping it off a bit, just from the inner corner one, the light one, here, kind of to make a shimmery color that meets up here a little bit. Nothing more. And I will take a fluffier brush and go around it. If I think I put a bit too much of that compact powder here, so yeah, well, so it's a little bit less smoky than it was. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go inside with the dark color over here, because now it's too, you see, that doesn't look good. So for sure, darker color needs to go in there. I'm taking the fluffy brush. And again the brown. Just the brown by itself, I think, this time. Down here. Like exactly where the wrinkles kind of sit. Before I clean under eye, I will just add a little bit of this really pretty purpley lilac. There's blue in it, but this is kind of a, you know, one of those under the eye. So I'm actually taking Bioderma one of those, so I can get the right, you know, kind of drying it up a bit. So again I'm using this eyeliner from this Dior trio, Glow Trio. And it's a black gel to powder kind of thing. Just with a brush like that. And I love using this. They're so comfortable to use, even though it's really black already, but you know, dark. It's not black. So this one I kind of try to get it on my blonde lashes more. On the brows, I think I would just go with some eyeshadow today and maybe some gel after. So I'm using this from Shiseido with just a usual brush like that. Then I'm just taking a Brow Drama Maybelline. I'm using this Givenchy Long Lasting. This is number 3. And I have still 2 samples in the darker color, number 4. 1 pump of the light one. And kind of the same I will try and take from the other one. Yesterday I think I took a little bit, not enough for the dark one. So now that's the way it looks. Looks like I have more of the dark one today actually. And I will start here where it's really dark, really the reddest part of my face kind of. Everybody have reddest part, like it seems close to their nose, and I'm like all the way out here. I tend to be red. And I will use a damp sponge straightly here. I'm going over it one more time after I also went over it with the sponge, and this time I think it's a bit darker. You know, it really depends where I grab the color from, of course. Again, really lightly, I think really lightly, for my standards, for my redness. And I'm slightly taking it over here, nothing, you know, serious. A little bit down, because I really don't know what color it is today. And then I go over with the sponge again. Kind of really to push it inside the skin, because that's the way I feel that this foundation looks really nice on my skin, when I manage to really like lightly go over with a pretty damp sponge and kind of bounce it up and down. Yeah. Then I think it's a really nice surface compared to, you know, the other side. Yeah. And I think the color is pretty good too. Of course, you can still see some redness peeking through, but I don't think that's even so bad, because it just makes it looks like skin. I think it's the first foundation that I have on that looks like skin and covers this good, you know, with 2 thin layers. When I'm so used to all the time I have to go over like loads here with concealer. But I also find that if I put the concealers I have on, it stops looking like skin. So then it looks again like, you know, foundation and concealer here. So I think maybe I will even put it the 3rd time on, like the same lightly, really thinly, you know. Taking a little bit more of the lighter color, because I took too much of the darker before. One more time. All over here. It's red, you know, so one more time. It's a little bit of an experiment still for me, this foundation. But I feel like every time I use it, I like it even more. Under concealer, I suppose I will just use those 2. Number 1 and 2 from L'Oreal Magic Lumi, or what is it called? Something. So since I'm not planning to do anything else, under my bangs, you know. I just took it down because I applied so little over there, and it kind of set already, and I don't need any powder over there, I don't believe. So I'm just adding a little bit more of this one here. So I took these colors for the cheeks together, blending them on a spatula, and I will try just with my, ooh, I'm black on my finger. Oh, that looks great. Like that. Yes, I have mascara on my finger. And then I'm taking the, and there's a little bit, you know, left over from the foundation. Because I don't know how well this will work to put it on. So I kind of prefer to have actually some of the foundation on it and then straightly go on with this. Shiseido Pink Lip Liner. I already added a little bit of this, 2 colors from this one. Is it raining again? Yes, it is. That is unbelievable. It's May in Israel and it's raining. That is like something unheard of, I think. Which is very nice. Very nice. Since the whole summer season, there's not a drop usually. And that's pretty awful when you're used to rain and, you know, and fresh weather. Lip gloss, I'm using this from Smashbox, and it's a very pretty color, but have a look at the brush. Well, I suppose I could trim it a bit, but you know, that's like completely gross. I have to trim it. That's ridiculous. But I love the color. Of course, when you put a lip gloss on these, you know, that kind of, they become a stain. So if you put a lip gloss on it, of course it will be less long wearing, you know, but who cares, you know, it's not like I need it on for 6 hours or something like that. So today I actually prefer not to do any powdering at all whatsoever, because I don't feel like it's very shiny. Here it's maybe a little bit shiny, but you know, on the camera it looks more shiny than it looks like in real life. It just looks like skin. Let's face it. Usual skin, when it's a little bit warm, it's not, you know, it's a bit shiny. So yeah, and because it's a long wearing foundation and I have like mature skin, you know, dry places like here it's usually very dry, and here it's a bit oily, but nothing, you know, major, and here it also gets a bit oily. So I prefer to leave it like this now, do it a bit differently this time, and try it out this way. And I'll be probably back in about a few hours and do another report. And yeah, long wearing foundations seem to be a real hassle or really hard to pull off, like for mature skin, and with redness, thin skin and mature skin. Yeah, that's not a good combination usually for any foundation, but especially not for long wearing ones. So yeah, so far I really like this one. So I'm gonna trim this one and, you know, be back later. This is like now 6.5 hours at least after I applied Givenchy long wearing foundation without adding any powder or anything. I didn't blot or anything until now. And of course you can see I'm kind of shiny. It was half shiny to begin with, you know, in the middle of the face. But here on the sides, you know, where I'm the most dry, I definitely don't need to add any powder to it. It feels just the same, you know, like it feels completely good. And of course the redness is showing through. I didn't add any concealer or anything, so just really to try this foundation out properly. Here, shininess, but nothing inside lines like that is disturbing. No cakiness or anything like that, you know, that you just have to wash your face. So yeah, the same goes for here, you know. Nothing in the lines, just shiny, a bit shiny, a lot shiny maybe, but you know, that really doesn't disturb me. What disturbs me is if it becomes cakey, and because this blotting paper will take care of. If it becomes cakey and it goes inside the lines, or if it really rubs off, you know, like in an ugly way, you know, yeah, kind of mean that it becomes crumbly in places and goes in places. So this didn't happen with this at all. So I'm really pleased about that. And by the way, on my lips now I have just this clearance in the number 6. Yeah, just a really nude color. And on my nails, this really gorgeous chocolate color, Lady Godiva 86 from Essie. Yeah, it's really. I decided to do some blotting now then and see how that will work. And I keep my blotting papers in this cute little Dior pouch. There was a mirror in here, some kind of gift. So I'm just going over where it's really the worst places. And oh my. Kind of lightly. I probably need a few of those. I decided, anyways, to go over here where it's really like, it kind of came off here, it's red, on my nose a bit and here. Just these places, go over with the same foundation, both colors again, and just a brush. I'm not gonna take a sponge now, I'm a bit lazy for that now. And just a small amount, excuse me, like really to see if it works, kind of more than anything else. And I'm spraying this brush again with this Avon, and it does come out in a big, kind of big splotches, this water, but it's just water, you know, so who cares. Again, I'm taking from those two colors, trying to, some black came down from my eye here, so that would kind of be it, like that. I don't know if I can put it in like this with my fingers. I really don't know this like foundation enough if it's working so well, these kind of tricks. Let's try it. Just to know, you know, if you can do it. It seems you can do it really well actually. It looks really nice. Okay, so I would say that this shows that you can go with this foundation if you have a dry and mature skin. And a bit before I did, when you start to feel that it's getting a bit too shiny for your taste, just blot it. And if some of the foundation came off and you feel like, and you have redness or something like I have, that you have to have it covered, you just go over lightly with a, you know, one of those kind of foundation brushes, really lightly, and just the tiniest bit, and it